A chief investigator has been fired for refusing to tip a waiter with a BLM Black Lives Matter pin. He was a former Seattle police homicide detective who worked for the Homicide Investigation Department for years, and he was fired by the Attorney General. Normal people are turning against BLM, but they are also being persecuted by the mob. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet we're going to talk about this story as well as the St. Louis couple who is charged with waving guns at BLM protesters who are now being accused of altering their pistol, tampering with evidence. So we've got two stories of people being targeted because they either disagreed with BLM or had an encounter with BLM, and in both cases, the innocent citizen was the victim. So is it any wonder people are turning against Black Lives Matter? Here on the Daily Mail, BLM button equals no tip. Washington State Attorney General fires chief investigator after he refused to leave a tip for a waitress with a BLM pin and got into an argument with her colleagues. Base and red-pilled. Here the story says, the Washington State Attorney General office has fired a senior criminal investigator after he allegedly made a scene and flipped off an employee at a restaurant for donning a Black Lives Matter button. Now this is absolutely a nonsensical story. Now this is absolutely terrible. This man should have never been fired. You see, we're living in a world where you're not allowed to criticize certain groups. And, wasn't it a famous man who once said, to find out who rules over you, find out who you're not allowed to criticize. Well, apparently you're not allowed to criticize Black Lives Matter, which is nonsense. This is America. You have freedom of speech. And Black Lives Matter is a pretty violent, pretty rambunctious organization. I would call it a criminal organization simply because they've been rioting, mostly peacefully protesting, and basically causing a lot of harm. Looting, burning, breaking, attacking. It's been very bad, okay? And they've been rampaging. A lot of times in these leftist cities, like Democrat-run cities, blue states, and so. So they're firing him, folks. The office concluded an investigation Wednesday that said Cloyd Steiger, a former Seattle homicide detective who worked for the office's homicide investigation tracking system, showed extremely poor judgment and irreparably compromised his credibility. The Seattle Times reported, "Are you kidding me? This man stood up against a very dangerous mob, and I think that he is brave, I think he's based, and even red-pilled." Okay, now we're going to talk about this story as well as the St. Louis couple who is being persecuted for daring to stand up against a violent mob. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Black Lives Matter stormed this couple's house. You see here in this picture, they stormed their house. This is private property, and you can even see that Black Lives Matter activists have a gun, and they're pointing it at a wife and husband. Folks, we're going to talk about this, but, we got to keep the lights on, folks, so a quick word from our sponsor. Double Tap Audio. If you want premium, high quality, and made in America headphones, look no further than Double Tap. They're pretty beautiful, they kind of look like bullets. The R2 modular headphones come with interchangeable parts. You can even upgrade to Bluetooth and listen to music wirelessly on the go. One charge lasts up to 12 hours. Get yours today by clicking on the link down below. So they released this letter, right? This is the Attorney General of Washington, a total hack who should step down from his position and resign for his disturbing actions. This was his letter. He was saying he's being punished because of his angry, disrespectful, and disruptive conduct at a Tacoma restaurant when posting about it on your public Facebook page. This is utterly ridiculous. BLM has literally been breaking windows, storming people's homes, and threatening people to bow down and bend the knee to BLM or else. So they're basically saying that because he did not support diversity, he's being fired. Here you can see, support and recognize the importance of diversity in the AGO. You mean like diversity of crime? See, I'm really tired of this diversity is our strength line, because the truth is, almost all major honest studies show that diversity is not a strength. The more diverse you make a group, the less cohesion, the less cooperation, the more distrust, the more crime, the more problems, the more conflict. It's like 1984. Weakness is strength, and that's what diversity is our strength means. It's as simple as that. Wow. So this goes to show you just how brainwashed people are. If you're white, they're going to force this Marxist stuff down your throat. Look at this. All staff are guided by our core values of delivering high-quality legal services and remembering that we serve the people of Washington. Blah, 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 blah. We promote ourselves with, professionalism, yada, yada. According to your training profile, you last completed diversity training. More like discrimination against you if you're not a minority. On November 19th, 2018, you attended Understanding, Identifying, and Responding to the Impact of Microaggressions. Oh, God. God. Microaggressions. This is absolute lunacy. This is absolute insanity. This is absolutely culturally Marxist. It is evil. Critical race theory is racist. Yes, you heard me. It promotes bigotry against people who are white. It does, okay? Because white people are also diverse. There's Poland, there's Germany, there's Canada, okay, I know that's not in Europe. You get my point. Different cultures, different people, different history. That is diversity. You wouldn't tell an Irish person that they're the same as someone from Britain. In fact, it would be considered a great insult. So no, diversity training is wrong. Critical race theory is wrong. And BLM is wrong in that they're very, very, very belligerent. They cause chaos. They're doing illegal things. That is not a good thing, okay? Breaking the law is not a good thing, and neither is this. They go on to say that he watched 2 diversity training videos. Oh my God. They're brainwashing these people. He's being fired because he refused to tip someone for wearing a BLM pin. This guy's hilarious. He really is based in red pilled. Here's what he wrote on the receipt of the tip. BLM button. No tip. That's how socialism works. Based in red pilled. So it basically goes on to describe the scene. He caused a bit of a stir. Look how they talk about Antifa. Antifa, an anti-fascist political movement. No, that's not what Antifa is. Antifa is an anarchist movement that is fascist. Fascism is using violence and force to get your way. And Antifa uses violence and force. That's fascism. See, this is the people running our government. So now they're firing him. I'm not going to read all this. It's too much. It's nonsense. They're just saying that we're going to fire you because you're not bending the knee and because BLM good, everyone else bad. So yeah, welcome to America. Don't vote for these people. Don't vote Democrat. This is what happens when you vote Democrat. Garbage. So in other news, and this is related highly to the topic here. The St. Louis couple charged with waving guns at BLM protesters. Protesters. They were rioters. You see, they broke down a private gate to get into like a private street with multiple houses, and then they invaded the lawn of the St. Louis couple. They invaded the lawn, they had weapons, and they were yelling things at the people. So they brought out their guns to defend their properties and told them to leave. And who do you think the state punished? Was it the violent mob who broke down a gate and invaded and threatened? No. It was the innocent couple merely defending their property. This is what we're dealing with. Normal people are increasingly sick of BLM. It's a mob. And now they're being accused of tampering with evidence. This makes me so angry. But you know what, my friends? That's pretty much the story. I mean, this is an ongoing story. Innocent people are falling victim to the leftist mob. Here's a picture of the broken gate. Is this what mostly peaceful protesters do? No. I'm absolutely sick of them. They go around, they wave their stupid signs. They think they're the good guys. I know you want to be. I know you grew up in a world that just didn't seem fair, and maybe you could be that hero. Maybe you could make a difference. Maybe you're the main character. You're not. And when you go out and you break the law and you do property damage and you hurt people, well, that's what the villain of the story does.
I've been given powers to save the world from this change. But now I stand at its center. I've become the beast.
Biden's basement says, if the restaurant staff is free to voice their opinion, why can't the customer? You want to put politics in every aspect of our lives, you deal with it. No, he should have not been fired. And you know what I hate is, the classic response from Black Lives Matter would be, well, BLM's not political, because Black Lives Matter. Yes, we all agree that Black Lives Matter, but All life matters. Cop lives matter. My life matters. Your life matters. The problem with BLM is that it's not a phrase. It's an organization. And it's an organization that causes mayhem and does crimes. So how can you expect people to sympathize? But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you want to support the channel, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. If you want to donate, visit my donor box page or send me crypto. Links and addresses are down below. You can also visit my merch store, and sharing the video is one of the best things you can do for the channel. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious. Have a good morning. I'll see you all next time.